Hey, so after my last video, some people wanted me to post an instructional video on some ukulele clawhammer. So I figured I'd post a little video with the basic technique here. So I've got my ukulele, and it's just in standard tuning, G, C, E, A. I usually retune it, but for this I'll just keep it in standard tuning to make it easy. So just make sure you know a few chords, something like that. Alright, so most finger picking technique is called up picking. It's when you go like this. Clawhammer, well, a few styles, it's called down picking. So instead of going up, I'm going down with my finger. I want to take my fingernail and strike down on the string like that. See that? Do it with all the strings. But it's easiest with the bottom string. So for practice, we'll just do it with the A string there. So there's two aspects of this. There's this finger going down like this, and then there's the thumb right here hitting the high G string. I should say that this really works best with a high G ukulele. You can do it with a low G ukulele. It doesn't sound the same. Sometimes I do it, but I don't like it that much. But yeah, so essentially the same minute that this is striking down, you want to be hitting that with your thumb. See, every time, no matter what. That's like the rule, the golden rule, the most important rule of clawhammer is make sure your thumb is hitting that when your finger's hitting that. So I'm not making a noise with it yet, I'm just touching it. And the next step would be to bounce off that string with your thumb and make it sound. And we're going to do the basic clawhammer pattern, which is called a bum diddy. Bum diddy. So the pattern's always going to be bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy. So bum, bum, I'm going to hit it, and then diddy, I'm going to hit it again, and then bounce off here. Bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum. Now I'm making that look easy because I've been doing it for a while now. It's really hard, so don't expect you to get it that fluent right away. It's and that's the basic aspect of it. You're probably going to be hitting the ukulele body with your finger, and that's all right for now. I mean, a lot of people do that all the time. A lot of people don't do it at all. Some people use it for like a cool effect, but right now, don't worry about it too much. It doesn't really matter. You can work on it later. As long as you get the basic mechanics done, you can get it a little lighter later. Now, once you get the basic bum diddy down, the next step would be to do the actual chords. So let's just do it real easy. It's that C chord here. Alright, so there we go. Now in between that, I'm going to do like what's called like a rake or a roll, or I'm going to basically strum the chord in between the bum diddy. So bum. So instead of going, I'm replacing that second hit with a chord hit. So it's, so I went from to this. You can see I'm experimenting with hitting different strings for a different like effect. You don't always have to hit this string. That's just the easiest one. We should be working on that afterwards. Go. So that's the basic claw hammer. Once you get that down, you can just practice work on any songs you already know. If you already know how to play, work on, you know. Anything works with clawhammer, really. You can work on specific melodic notes too. You don't have to do the chords every time. You can go with that's the other thing. If you're going for like a particular melodic run, you don't have to make your thumb sound every time. I can go like this before I make my thumb. As long as your thumb's hitting there every time, it doesn't have to bounce off. So yeah, and then once you get this down, then the next step would be something called drop thumb, where you don't necessarily hit the top string, you hit one of the other strings and sound off it. So that's pretty advanced. I would work on the other part first. Well, that is a very cool technique. It adds a little bit of syncopation to the song. You usually bump-a-diddy, bum-diddy, bump-a-diddy, bum-diddy, bump-a-diddy, bum-diddy, bump-a-diddy, bum-diddy, bump-a-diddy. That's how you count the bump-a-diddy. But that's the basic clawhammer. This is my first instructional video or anything, so if it's confusing, sorry. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and I'll answer whenever I can. Remember, that was in standard tuning. The songs that I played that people liked were in what's known as sawmill tuning. So I'll do another lesson on that. You don't even have to clawhammer that. You can just play regular ukulele and clawhammer and sawmill tuning, and it's really cool. But I'll do that for the next video. But thanks.